Retirement isn't a common discussion amongst teenagers and young adults. After all, when you do receive your very first paycheck, the last thing you want to think about is immediately putting that money away again. But what if I told you that you can put that money away and still receive its benefits? Joining us today to take us through these benefits is Lungile Mashego, the Senior Marketing Manager from Discovery Invest. Welcome to The Loft.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Now, this is a conversation that I'm pretty sure so many South Africans, they've got their ears propped up. It's something that we do not discuss enough, and I cannot hype up the importance of it. I mean, look, most South Africans do know the importance of putting money away for a retirement. But why do we struggle?
I think the struggle is retirement seems so far away, right? Especially for young people. You can't imagine what your future self will be. You can't imagine yourself being 65 and maybe not working anymore and what that means for you. So you'd rather look after your daily needs, whatever you're needing at the moment, like groceries. Cost of living has gone so high at the moment. So I think it's because of that. But what I'd encourage people to do is just imagine their future selves. Think about yourself when you're 65, 70 years old. What kind of life are you living? What are you doing with your time? And if you don't have answers to those questions, then I think it's time to think about saving for retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now is the time to kind of pay attention. And I think what we saw happen when all of our pockets were stretched during the COVID-19 pandemic in the height of the lockdown, it is important to be able to have a little keepsake for yourself.
Absolutely.
You've spoken about the cost of living skyrocketed. I think every day we wake up to new price hikes and new peaks.
Yeah.
How then are we able, number one, manage our daily expenses, but then still be able to save for the future?
It becomes very difficult. Like we've said, the cost of living has gone extremely high, and everybody thinks about, managing today's expenses. But what we have to do is think about our future selves. What are we going to do during that period of time? And what normally works is if you automate your savings. A lot of South Africans are lucky enough to have employers that really do put money towards their retirement annuities for them. And it becomes very important for you to either supplement that money that you've put away. And the easiest way to do it without really feeling the pinch is if you automate it. And what that means is that money comes out of your bank account as soon as you get your salary. So you don't have to wait until the end of the month and save whatever's left, because normally there isn't that much left, right?
Literally, if it's my bank account, it's probably like 50 cents.
So at the beginning of the month, you put that money away. You're paying your future self. You're not wasting it. It's for you in future.
Absolutely. Okay, that does make sense. So you've already mentioned the fact that just from the beginning of the month, not only should you budget your living expenses, but also have an automatic debit order. Now, I'm going to introduce another element to this conversation that so many South Africans, I think, can relate to as well. In my family, I experience it. In our communities, we experience it. So much so that 28% of people who earn a living, they have to have a little pocket saved away for family and for the communities. They almost have to pay back that kind. How important is it for, number one, breaking that narrative, and especially for these future generations?
I think a lot of South Africans are part of that sandwich generation where you have to not only look after yourself and your children, but you also have to look after your aging parents during your working years. Now, somebody would say, okay, I'm doing all of this stuff. How am I supposed to save for retirement as well? But I think it becomes very important to think about, if you don't look after yourself, who will then look after your family when you are older? And you also don't want to pass that, I don't want to call it a burden, but that responsibility to your own children. So when you're retired, they have to look after you. So it becomes very important for us to start making the necessary changes right now and save towards our retirement so that we're not burdening our children in future, and then we stop that cycle.
I guess, Swami, then how can we make sure that we retire with peace of mind?
I think the most important thing is starting early. I always say that the best time to start investing was yesterday, and if you haven't started. So if you start early, you really start reaping the benefits of compound interest. And another important thing is that if you're leaving a job, a lot of us get the option to get the retirement savings in cash. And a lot of people do take that option because it's so easy. Who says no to free money, right? But it's very important for us to think about the fact that, save that money towards your retirement, because what you're doing is you're eroding all of the savings that you would have accumulated for the number of years that you would have been at that particular organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we've saved our money. We've made sure that we have made that automatic debit order at the top of the month. Here come the benefits. Now, this is where I get excited because you did promise us to still be able to earn and reap benefits from that saved money. So can you tell me a little bit more about the shared value that Discovery comes with?
So Discovery Invest really believes in shared value, and what that means is that, you know, not only does the client at the end of the day benefit from, you know, saving for retirement, but we encourage people to enact certain behaviors that help the community as well benefit, as well as then Discovery itself. And what we've tried to do is show people that if you start investing early, you'll get certain boosts and benefits as part of that, as part of your investing. If you invest more into your retirement, let's say you've got 600,000 accumulated and you add a little bit of extra, you know, a lump sum once in a while, then we'll also give you a lump sum boost into your retirement savings, which is really free money towards your retirement, which is what Discovery is trying to do to help South Africans, you know, bridge that income gap in retirement.
Absolutely important conversation to be having. Now is the time for us to be paying attention about all these intricacies and details, making sure that we plan for our future selves, as you've said.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lungile Mashego, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Now do something today that your future self will thank you for. To find out more information on how Discovery Invest can boost your retirement investments, visit discovery.co.za. Invest in yourself by investing in your future.